Stream elements bot running emoji robot face. URL
Well, Coach, no precipitation to speak of, but still a very chilly December day in Philly. Winter coats and hot chocolate abound here at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here we go, Pac-Man. 280! Check 53! Ram!
Here's Miles Sanders, the rookie second-rounder from Penn State. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Cowboys and Eagles, of course, such a great rivalry. Last year, the Cowboys got the better of the Eagles both times that they met, with Philly coming off their Super Bowl title. But in weeks 10 and 14, it was Dallas beating Philly by a single possession. A first carry now for Marshawn Lynch. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Wentz going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taking it about the 36. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
It's our time. It's our time.
A run for Tony Pollard, the Memphis product. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
Check back 21. Guys, game situation. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Elliott looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on third. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at them with another momentum plan. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 16th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Lynch running right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
57, 26. Right there, 54, right there. Recon, 132 fighter.
Now Wentz on the bootleg. This is caught by Jackson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. Wentz now on 1st down. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Solid.
Watch the twist.
On 2nd down, it's Lynch. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go, Pac-Man. Waiting.
Cut. Check.
Lefty.
Check.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go. Waiting.
53, slide. Check pass.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class, and there was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the screen.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Alert 3. He's crashing.
Lynch.
Now Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. This from 54 yards away. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. And they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And it's a keeper with Prescott. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
There's no doubt that 2nd and 1 is a time when teams like to take a big shot downfield and try and pick up a big play. In this case, they're content running just the quarterback sneak and getting exactly what they wanted, a first down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Prescott to throw it. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Zerline now for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go...
Lynch fighting, and he lost the football. It's on Andre Dillard, first-round pick from Washington State. He was the second tackle taken in the draft. He's flagged there. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Come on. You better bring it.
To throw, it's Wentz. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
You ain't got nothing.
Wentz now to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
You got
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. 2 minutes to play. First half, it's 14-0. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Here we go.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards. It's 2nd down. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
53, Mike. I'm scared. Tighten up.
First down, Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Trump. Be a long day.
Prescott from the gun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
120! Let's go, D! Let's go! 81.
Hey, one set. Check Mike, 54.
Hey, Delta!
54. Watch the slant.
Wentz now on first down. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Good job. That's great.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Zerline's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll try the right side with Elliott. He'll have a first down past the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 29-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Switch gears.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. It's caught. Cooper. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run it with Elliott. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch the slant. Under 10. Under 10.
Great.
10.
Two jet.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Now a play fake. Wentz gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo!
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And where did this one go out? Now they'll start with good field position, 45-yard line.
Here we go. Wide 8. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide 8. You go play 6.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Elliott. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Here we go. Wide 8. Here we go. Go to 54. Wide 8. 26.
On 1st down, Pollard. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
26.
2nd and 5 now. Prescott, and that's Elliott, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run on first down. Pollard, they stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Rip left. Jam. Switch.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
I got you. Check 24. Check 24.
Now here's Pollard. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers. Big-time play for their defense.
One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal.
Pick the edge. Go. Get out there. 26.
They get it to him running left. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Zerline good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's find 7. They're not ready for this.
They'll run with Lynch. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Man 5-7.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Hey, wahoo.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
Now Wentz. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete.
Let's go.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 33.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10, down at the 33.
No. Slam.
X3, 218, chop it.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
What we got?
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Another run here with Sanders. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Wentz to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Looking to throw. Prescott. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Dak Prescott last year against Philly, boy, biggest game of his career passing yardage-wise, 455 yards, 3 touchdowns in a 29-23 December victory over the Eagles.
Here we go. Right in.
Check, 50.
Here we go. Kill.
Right. Check.
26.
On 1st down, Elliott. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check. Check 43.
They go to Elliott again. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Prescott on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Lamb. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Here we go. 53
at the mark. And we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Check. 53.
Hey.
I got one. Mike, 53.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the lead will grow by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a good return here. He is brought down at the 7-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Cowboys, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.